Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us so we can explain a little bit more about how we work. So I'll go through a little bit of the overview, and then we'll have Kyle Hershey, our COO, take it over, show a little bit of the back end of actually how some of the software works as a demo. And then we'll close it off with Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager with 28 years of experience. More of wrapping it up the traditional way of how this all comes together to close more loans. Let me start by sharing my screen. And hopefully most of you have checked this out before, but let me explain a little bit more about what we mean. So obviously we are different. As I mentioned, we are all about leads and our own software. So myself and Kyle, we come from more of a marketing and technology background. So we come from a little bit of a different angle. So we come from building up systems to generate leads at scale for the last 20 years, spending millions of dollars on lead generation platforms and ads in order to push those through a system using our custom software. And then, of course, all the rage right now is AI. We have AI built in at every step as well. So what you see is what we've built from the ground up for our systems in order to give you guys the tools to operate. So we are non-delegated correspondent, as I mentioned, with the tools that allow you guys to scale your business up. We come from a marketing end. We're not your traditional bankers that are trying to tell you guys what to do or show you guys how to operate your business. We want to give you a platform that scales your business up and allows you to plug and play and instantly generate more leads tomorrow than what you could do today with our systems. So whether that's our leads, obviously we have all kinds of different ways where we give you leads, or self-generated leads, we believe that you guys all need a system to fill your pipeline in order to succeed, especially in the business the way it is now, where some of the traditional referral methods and sources have kind of dried up as it's been a little bit of a tougher market here with the higher rates. So it's very important now to have a system that generates leads and more business from what you're already doing. So again, we want to add to what you guys are already doing to use our lead generating CRM to create more leads from what you guys are already doing. You guys all have your own way you operate. We want to add a system that allows you to scale up from there. So how does it work here? First, we'll talk about the business model. So as I mentioned a few times there, we're non-delegated correspondent, and we've done this in all the different models. So we started about 5 years ago to FDIC Bank, took that model to broker, then non-del and del, and we found that out of all the different business models that exist, non-delegated is the best, because we can do both. So we're approved with 120 lenders and investors, and we can do both broker and correspondent loans, whatever is best for our borrowers. That's the most important thing to us. So we have over 5,000 loan programs where we are the lender with our name on all the docs and funding with our money with our 34 correspondent investors. And that's always going to have the best rates and pricing, because correspondent pricing is always going to beat broker pricing, especially when we're funding the loan with our own money, using our own law firm and our own doc prep and all that kind of great stuff that comes with it. And all the risk that comes with that comes better pricing. Now, if there's any reason we can't fund the loan, or there's any reason someone else has a better niche program, we have over 110 wholesale lenders we partner with for anything that we can't fund or doesn't fit within ours. So again, whatever is best for the customer is what's most important to us. So we have every loan program imaginable, all of the standard stuff, VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie, non-QM, DSCR, all the standard stuff we do in-house. And then once you get into like commercial and mixed use, CDFI, SBA, all the fix and flip construction type stuff, all of that will be brokered. So we can fund everything normal in-house. If there's anything that's outside the box, we want to have an outlet for everything. And the AI that's built in at this step is we have our AI named Calvin, who is basically our loan officer assistant. Kyle will show you really what that means, but you'll see him plugged in at every different step of the way through emails, in the system, all kinds of different places where he's going to push you through as your assistant. Now, the technology. So Kyle will show you a little bit of the back end of how it works. We've written every line of code for what you're about to see. And it's basically what you see here is our website. You guys would all get your own instantly. The minute you're activated, you get your own website with the AI built in, as we mentioned, the POS, CRM, LOS, all of that built in. And again, this is proprietary software. We've written every line of code built for us by us. What that really means for you and your customer: one login for you, one login for your customer. Doesn't matter which of our hundreds of different lenders or investors we use. There's only one place that you have to worry about. So our prospects can instantly flow from name, email, phone number to pulling their own live rates to completing their own 1003, pulling their own credit, importing their own liabilities into our Encompass-based platform, all without you lifting a finger. The loan will be ready in Encompass, ready for you to originate, run to you, whatever you need to do. There's also our instant rate quotes. So just like the customers, they can pull our instant rates from 5,000 loan programs, and you guys can as well. And then if you quote your customers, there's automated requotes that are going to update your customers every time the pricing updates. We just had an update here while we were doing the program. The DSCR rates just dropped. So everybody that's ever had a DSCR quote is getting requotes as we speak by the system without anybody on our team lifting a finger. And we do this all with APIs. So we have 50 plus APIs that we use. And really what that means is we use Encompass, but you guys don't have to have a login for Encompass. You just click buttons in the CRM. The CRM isn't connected with Encompass. Same with Optimal Blue. We use everything that's an industry standard for pricing, but you don't need a login or need to log in anywhere. There's just a button to get pricing. Same with credit, account check, VOE, VOI, VOA, appraisal works, 5 AMCs at the click of a button. Everything is just a click of a button away. No logins or credentials needed for you or your customer or anybody. We also have instant business cards and flyers. So the instant you get your website, you also have instant marketing collateral with your picture and all your NMLS info all in there, all compliant. And the coolest part, it's a little hard to explain, but we can capture website users, no form required. So we call those our website capture. So if someone's just browsing your site, maybe a family member or a friend that's in the market that you didn't know, you can still capture their info and let them know if they're shopping that you're there for them. We have our automated social media posting. So again, plug into the system, plug in your social media. We'll post compliant posts every day to generate leads for you without you lifting a finger. And we have our proprietary Calvin system built into the backend for dual AUS. So a lot of people have dual AUS, but we have the dual AUS run side by side, and then Calvin analyzes them side by side to see which one is going to be the best for your client. And then we can have our development staff implement new features at your request. We do a new update at least once a week with different features. We just added our soft pull API just yesterday. That's one of the new features we just added this week. So all kinds of new features all the time. And the other thing we always highlight is the trainings and support. Through all the different business models, we found that the training and support was lacking. And being a remote-based company, we want to make sure we have everything at your guys' fingertips. So we're all remote-based. So our classroom learning center is remote-based. You can get in there anytime, 365 days a year, 24/7. Jump in there, do some learning, expand your skills, learn about new lead types, new quote types, all that kind of great stuff. We also have our daily trainings we do, publicly podcast-style trainings where any prospective MLOs can learn from us. We do our live rates 5 days a week and then go into a different topic. We do our live sales training to get our MLOs pumped up, but it's public as well for any other prospective MLOs out there. And our loan officer training into like an actual loan officer topic, a loan topic, we do 2 days per week. So we do all that publicly as a podcast for anybody out there that wants to learn about some of the things we do here that are special and unique. And we have our live Zoom support. So again, we're remote based. So anytime during business hours, you can jump in Zoom. Our processing team can take over your screen and actually click your button for you. So face to face, but since we're all remote, you do that through Zoom. And Knowledge Center that we have has thousands of articles, not just from us, but our partners with hundreds of lender partners and investor partners. They all have tips, tricks, guides, matrices, webinars, all kinds of different stuff that we put in our Knowledge Center. So you can search everything with just one click. And the Calvin AI is built into our compliance here. So Calvin has all the federal and most of the state regulations built in. So if you have any compliance questions, you don't have to wait for compliance. Ask Calvin. He's got everything programmed in there, and he is pretty good at that stuff. Now, the mortgage calculator difference. This section is just some of the things that we like to talk about. Myself, I'm very passionate about investors. So we love to do our DSCR business purpose loans in 44 total states. And that allows us to expand our footprint without necessarily having to get new licenses. And we do all kinds of different ways where we get you guys leads. We want to make it very simple. Wherever the leads come from, if we generated them for you, that's a 50-50 split. And basically the whole idea is you can automate your lead generation at scale, just plug into the system and generate more leads from day one. And we can obviously help you set up actual paid campaigns as well. So if you want to set those up with our campaigns, we can copy those for you. Kyle will show you how that works. Or if you already have your own campaigns, you can use our webhook to import those instantly via our API. You can also instantly refer deals to your team members for 75 basis points. So if you ever have a conflict of interest, maybe it's a spouse loan, maybe you don't know how to do a fix and flip, click the button. It'll go to someone who knows how to do it, and you still earn some great commission there while you learn about a new loan type, hopefully. We also have instant payroll available, so all built into the system. You click a button, it'll all go through there for you. And no monthly fees. We want to be very straightforward and very transparent, so everything you see is going to be very straightforward here. And as Kyle mentioned before we started here, the free hotel room at our annual VIP retreat here in Miami. So anybody that closes loans here with us on our team, we want to make sure we get you a room here to come meet the whole team. Since we're all remote based, at least once a year, we all want to come to Miami, go on a yacht, have some face-to-face time with everybody here. And if you drop off, we always have the video here. You can replay it if you'd like. But let's get into the compensation plans here. So we try to simplify it, make it very simple here for you. We have two plans. Basically, you can upgrade whenever you're ready. But let's start with the senior loan officer here. So 200 basis points is the comp on conventional and non-QM. That's 2% commission for those not familiar with basis points. And again, very simple 50-50 split. If you grab any of the company leads, no problem. That's 100 basis points or 1% on any of the company leads for the conventional non-QM stuff we're used to. Now, our senior loan officers are obviously going to get everything that everybody gets, but to top it all off, they're going to be able to use both channels. So brokered and correspondent loans. Correspondent is a little tough, right? To wear both hats takes a little bit of knowledge and skill. So you're going to learn all of that great stuff and get released to do either type of loan whenever you're ready. You'll receive all of the referral leads, which is when our teammates click a button and they refer that deal, where you're going to not only get a client that's ready, willing, and able, but you're going to get a teammate that's going to help you with that loan because it's their spouse or their client. They don't have a license in that state, whatever it is. They're going to team up with you. So those aren't just leads. Those are actual referrals. So those are the best types of deals you can get. And of course, the regular leads, all of our senior LOs have unlimited access to all the lead sources. We're not going to hold them back at all. So all the different queues Kyle will show you, they will have access. And we want to make sure we have some bonuses here for you guys. Again, we want to make a system. For those that are already rocking and rolling, 2 million plus a month, no problem. We'll get you 25 basis points back of that extra volume. And for those really rocking and rolling, 50 basis points bonus for anything over 5 million. Again, we want to make a system for you guys to grow. So we don't necessarily need to keep that from you. We want to get as much of that revenue back to you as we can. And if you want to learn and teach others to learn, you can upgrade to a team leader and help them structure their files, help them get through the trainings, help them get to the be able to do correspondent loans, and make 25 basis points on your team's loans for helping put those deals together for them. So a great opportunity to grow from there. And for those that are just starting or maybe coming from the broker world, everybody's going to start as a loan officer. Still going to make 150 basis points. 150 basis points is on conventional non-QM stuff we're used to. And 50-50 split means 75 basis points on company leads for conventional non-QM. Now, our loan officers will start and be able to broker loans with 110 lenders. It takes a little bit more testing and knowledge to do correspondent loans. So if you've already done them, no problem. You can probably test in right away. But if you've never done a correspondent loan or understand how that works, you probably want to take your time on the course and go ahead and upgrade when you're ready. You're going to obviously get all the stuff that we're talking about, the lead generating website, CRM, POS, LOS, everything everybody gets instantly. You get the Calvin AI LO assistant. So if you're new, this really helps you, push you along, give you different tips to push you through. And unlimited leads at 50-50 split. Kyle will show you how that looks on the back end. There's all kinds of different ways those pop in. Again, anybody on the team can click that button, refer a deal to a senior teammate that knows exactly what they're doing, and still make great commission, 75 basis points. And we are licensed in 23 states for primary and second homes. And that means that all of our team can originate 21 additional states business purpose DSCR loans, which is something that we really specialize in. So an opportunity to make more money there in other states. So these are how our plans work. Again, once you're ready to upgrade to do correspondent loans and learn all the different systems and test into that, you can do that anytime in our remote learning center and upgrade to a senior loan officer. If you've never done a correspondent loan before, you definitely want to take your time in that course, as I mentioned. And when you're ready, you'll earn more there and be able to do both channels. So hopefully that makes sense for everybody. Let's have Kyle take over and show some of the back end of some of the tools and stuff that we have built for you guys.
All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. So Just a real quick, demo to touch on a couple things. We'll do a full training when you come on board, but just to show you the back end, this is our CRM here, where you can take your notes and send your emails and texts, and they all pile up down here in chronological order. You can set reminders for yourself. You can put people on action plans, drip campaigns to text and email them automatically from you over the course of years. You can also have our Calvin AI assistant here formulate your text or emails as well for you, right? So he can analyze everything that's going on and then pop out your answers for you. So you can definitely have Calvin's assistance there. Now, our CRM does everything any other CRM is going to do, but what really starts to separate it apart is our quoting system here. So within 2 minutes, with just a few pieces of info from the client without needing to pull their credit or anything, you can just fill in some info here, click one button to pull all the rates from all our different investors and lenders, and be able to pick the best rates. And within 2 minutes, send your client a text and an email with a nice, pretty quote that looks like this, showing them their different rate choices. They can scroll over these things and see what they mean. It pulls in the Google map automatically. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically, has the proposed loan info, does the breakdown automatically of the taxes and insurance, gives them their estimated lender fees here. And then of course has you here as the loan originator with all your info. And also you can attach a realtor to this. So your realtor partners, they absolutely love this, because they know when they send you a client, not only can you quote them within minutes with this cool quoting system, but you're going to attach the realtor to it. And you're going to keep the realtor involved and keep them in front of their client's face saying, hey, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. Now, the best part about all this is that your client can then click Start My Loan Application. And that takes them right to their borrower portal, which looks like this, where they can start their loan application right here. Their full 1003 is right here in the system. They don't need to leave the page. It's going to ask them for the basic documents we're going to need, and they can upload those here. It's going to show them their loan info, the milestone of where their loan is at, which of course automatically updates as you go through the milestones on the back end, and they can communicate with you through here and all that kind of good stuff. So this is what the client sees on their end, and they're able to fill out all their information. Now, let me show you what it looks like on your end after they've moved forward with the loan. You'll be able to see their loan application. Notice this one says 100% complete, but you would see the green bar move along here, and they would go ahead and submit their application. Now, when they submit their full application, we pull credit instantly and automatically. So it's always going to, have the credit report there. And so you can, basically have this full application, right? Now, you could also, help them upload documents and stuff, but you can also request documents. You can say, you know what, I need 12 months bank statements. You can request that, and it's going to ask for 12 months bank statements from the client, right? You can also request like a whole packet and say, you know what, this was a DSCR, but I need to replace these documents with a VA self-employed loan, and it's going to change the documents that's needed, right? We don't need to know off the top of our head what documents we need for every single type of loan. And you can also request signatures, which of course, when they log into their borrower portal, you can say, hey, I need, whatever it is. And then of course, when they log into their borrower portal, they can e-sign it right there. Our legal e-sign is all built in, so they don't have to leave the page. So everything is in this one system. So they submit their application, we instantly pull the credit. And now when you open your Encompass API, so as Nick said, we do use Encompass, but it's with our API so that you don't, you're doing this all in our CRM, right? So notice here, what'll happen is, since the application is already filled out, when you click your Encompass button here, the whole 1003 will already be in here. The credit will already be pulled, and it'll be in here, and the liabilities will be in here. Everything is there for you already automatically. Now, one of the cool things, as Nick was mentioning earlier, we do have our dual loss where you can order DO and, LP or DU, whatever it is you want to call it, automated underwriting for Fannie and Freddie at the same time. But not only that, it's going to then analyze it. Our AI assistant, Calvin, is going to analyze it and give you pointers on which one is better, right? DU or LP for that scenario, So not only can we run dual laws, but we have Calvin to actually analyze it and break it down for us. And we can look at them side by side and look at Calvin's opinion and, take it from there, right? Now, one of the great things is when you're going through your loan, the process here, not only will you have a processor here, right? We assign a processor to your file, but you can also use our Calvin AI assistant to quickly, order VOE, VOI, VOA through the system instantly and automatically. You can request insurance and title and file COCs and all that kind of stuff here with our Calvin AI assistant. And then what happens is once your loan is in underwriting, if you notice, if we scroll down here on this same page where all the other documents are that we've been working with, we get the underwriter conditions. So you get an email saying, hey, these are your conditions from the underwriter. That way you're able to come in here and, you can upload a document to fulfill the condition, or maybe you need to dispute the condition and kick it back to the underwriter and tell them, hey, according to the guidelines, I don't actually need this. And so you'll see here, everything from start to finish is in this system. So this is how we take somebody from being just a name, email, phone number to communicating with them in the CRM, quoting them in the CRM, collecting their 1003, collecting their documents, processing the loan, pulling their credit, and fulfilling the underwriting conditions, and every single thing from start to finish is right here in this system. But now let's talk about where the leads come from in the first place, before we get into the system, right? So there's a few different ways that we provide you with leads and ways to work leads. Now, first and foremost is from our ad campaign. So I'm going to show you just a little quick screenshot here. And what's going to happen is our ad campaigns are running. People click on those ads. They double opt in to be contacted. And then you're sent a text immediately so that you can claim that lead and give them a call. So I'm going to show you a screenshot real quick here of just, this is only over the course of a few hours, right? Less than 3 hours. And so this is my test phone number. And you'll see all these leads coming in: national business purpose, general request, purchase leads, another national business purpose loan, DSCR loans. So you see the different leads are coming in all day. So notice within the 3 hours, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chances to go ahead and claim those leads, right? So those are going to be coming in all day, every day, right? So that is one way that we provide you with leads. That's the first and foremost way. Now, another way that we provide you with leads is our auto dialer. So we have an auto dialer, just like any other auto dialer. You can call 300, 400, 500 people in a day. If they don't answer, you can press one button, which automatically sends them a text and an email from you saying, hey, Jane, I just called about your purchase, or whatever it is they inquired about. That's all automatic, and you press a button and move right on to the next call. So hundreds of people in a day dropping automated texts and emails, but we provide the leads in here for you. So notice we have thousands of leads in here, all different types of leads, from DSCR leads to regular purchase leads to bank statement leads. We have cold call lists in here. We have realtor lists in here. So you can call hundreds of realtors in a day to build those relationships. So not only do we provide the dialer, but we provide leads in the dialer. So those leads are always there for whoever wants to log in and really put in work and make those calls. You'll always have leads to call. Now, another way there is to work leads in our system is that you can do your own campaigns. So as Nick was saying earlier, we can copy our campaigns for you and put your budget on them. Now, what happens then is not only are you going to get more leads than just the leads we're giving you for free all day, but there is no lead split on these leads because you paid for the campaign, right? So we're going to give you leads all day, every day that we pay for, and you have a lead split when you close it. But you can also have us copy our same campaigns, run those same ads, and those leads go to you with no lead split because you paid for that campaign. So you can not only boost the amount of leads you get, but obviously you're saving on the lead split on the back end when you do run your own campaigns. So again, we're just going to copy our campaigns that we know work, right? That's what our business model is based on, is closing these leads. So we know these leads work, and we can put your budget on that campaign, and you can get those leads and not have to pay a lead split on them. Now, another way that you can work leads in our system is, as Nick was saying earlier, if you already have a lead campaign going on, you can use our webhook here. And we have instructions here for you to set it up to where you can bring them into our system in real time from wherever else you're getting them. So if you're getting leads from another legitimate lead source, maybe they're your own Facebook campaigns, or maybe it's from Zillow or LendingTree or Free Rate Update or something like that, you can bring them into our system in real time using the webhook. So as soon as the lead comes in from, Free Rate Update, it automatically goes into your CRM. You're notified by the CRM so that you can call them and quote them and all that kind of good stuff. So no matter where the lead comes from, you still want it to come into the CRM in real time, be able to call them and do all that stuff in the CRM. So you'll see here that essentially any way that there is to work leads, we provide that here in the system. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jose here. Jose is our sales manager with 28 years of experience as both a loan officer and a realtor. And we'll have Jose talk about how this kind of all comes together to actually close loans and the type of support we provide here. And then we'll open it up to questions. So go ahead, Jose.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. So you heard about the amazing technology and the great leads. So it's just a matter of time that you're gonna be receiving those emails, loan applications submitted, right? That's definitely what we're all looking towards. So let me show you, because at the Mortgage Calculator, we do have over 5,000 products, right? We're not a cookie cutter organization. That is why we definitely aim to have you expand your lending footprint, right? Not just agency, but non-QM and all of the amazing solutions that we have for our investors and our primary and second home borrowers. So let's start with the Knowledge Center. We did touch on that. That is a digital version of everything that we do. It is all indexed, right? So you just go to the Knowledge Center, type in a keyword in the search bar, and in less than a second, you will have a list of all the articles posted in the Knowledge Center that have to do with that phrase. So for example, you're going to disclose a file and you're going to meet with your team leader today to disclose a file. You want to make sure you have all your bases covered. You'd go into the Knowledge Center, type in disclose, and see all of the articles we have providing guidance on file disclosures. Then you have our Zoom room, which is manned by in-house processors during business hours. So you can just pop in there and get taken care of right away. No need to wait to meet with your team leader to discuss basic things. However, you would not go into the Zoom room to discuss loan structure. That is what you would discuss with your team leader. Everyone is assigned to a team leader as soon as you are cleared to originate, right? Once you complete your training, you will be set with a team leader. Your team leader is your primary resource initially, right? So loan application comes in, like I was mentioning, your team leader gets copied on that email, you get that email, management gets that email, compliance gets that email, and everybody's going to be chiming in, letting you know you got a loan application. Team leaders are trained that they need to review initially that loan application preferably within 2 hours, but no more than 24 hours to give you some initial guidance, and they need to meet with you via Zoom to discuss the loan structure on that loan in no more than 24 hours from the time that that loan application is submitted. We definitely want to make sure you're not spinning your wheels, and that is why we have the team leaders as your mentors. You can obviously also reach out to management as well on those, but your team leader is the required party to meet with within 24 hours of getting that initial loan application, right? So now loan is the application is in process. You've discussed it with your team leader. Now the application is put together, and now you will meet with your team leader for file disclosure purposes. If it is a wholesale file where we are the broker, you will meet with your team leader, they will review it, and then you will go to the lender's portal, since we are not the lender in that case, to submit it and have it disclosed and reviewed by underwriting. If it is a non-delegated file where we are the lender, you will meet with your team leader who will review it, and then the file will be disclosed right then and there for you. And you will get the opportunity also to sign the loan application as soon as the disclosures go out. So that's really important to note because non-del definitely that's where we rock and roll with the service. Now, I will state on non-delegated loans, processing is included. On brokered loans, processing, third-party processing is optional. That means you have the choice of self-processing the loan if you feel that you're up to it. Doesn't hurt to save your customer some money, or you can assign it to a third-party processor who will work with you however you have in the agreement to work with them. That's between you and the third-party processor. So once the non-del file is disclosed, everybody signs off on the file, you sign, borrower sign, it gets assigned to our intake processor who will register the file on the portal of your choice, whoever you chose, you put on the application, and will also upload the file documents and submit that file to underwriting for the initial underwriting review. Even though we don't have an appraisal yet, we'll get our credit and income underwritten once, and also at intake, the file is assigned to a processor, right? So as soon as that conditional loan approval comes back, your processor will grab it from the investors portal, will update our CRM, and will inform you that you have your conditional loan approval for you to work on the conditions and to work together with the processor on obtaining those conditions. And once those conditions are received, the file is resubmitted back to underwriting for the clear to close. Now, we do have a closing department that once you do get that clear to close, CD goes out. We work together with the title company and with the closing attorneys that help with the preparation of our documents to make sure that your loan closes ASAP. Now, keep in mind, you are able to meet with your team leader as many times as you need in the loan structure while that loan is in process, and team leader is not available, you can also reach out to management for advice. It was precisely with all of the support that we offer that one of our new MLOs was able to close in a little bit over 3 weeks, a very difficult profit and loss loan that also needed to have an appraisal transferred. So they threw everything at our MLO plus the kitchen sink, right? That loan had been handled by another lender, not by the mortgage calculator, and the loan was denied. They tried to do it as a full doc loan. Our MLO picked it up as a lead on one of her leads from her lead campaign. So this is full 100% commission, no company split on this one. And we discussed it, reviewed it, and she was talking maybe full doc or bank statement. Luckily for her, she met with me and we reviewed it and suggested profit and loss as the option for that loan, the profit and loss option, which she did. She was very diligent about working with the borrower to get the necessary documentation, because that documentation is from the borrower's accountant, and we were able to close that difficult loan. That loan is difficult for a seasoned MLO, much less an MLO with no non-QM experience, and we were able to close that loan in 3 weeks and a couple of days. And she made 1.5% of $1,056,000. So I think that's a little bit over $16,000 almost that she made. And frankly, it was due to the lead that she picked up, which she purchased the lead campaign through us. And it was also possible from all of the mentoring that she received, because I don't think that she would have been able to close that loan on her own working at another company had she not had the mentorship from the mortgage calculator and the leads program and the technology from the mortgage calculator, which allowed her, unseasoned in the non-QM world MLO, to basically get a $16,000 payday. So that's the kind of value that we bring to the table at the Mortgage Calculator, and hope to have you soon on the team.
All right, we're gonna open up to questions, but real quick, let's talk about the next steps here. I'm gonna talk about the next steps. Nick, can you put the link in the chat to sign up? We'll put the link in the chat to sign up, and when you're ready, so you're gonna go to the mortgagecalculator.com/join, which is this page, and you're gonna go ahead and sign up here. Now, it's going to take you to enter your information, and then it's going to take you right to the compensation agreement to sign. Now, don't worry, you don't have to sign it right then. It's going to send you a copy to your email, so take your time and review it. But once you do sign that agreement, that is what's going to kick off all of the next steps of us collecting your ID documents and sponsoring your license and the NMLS and all that kind of stuff, right? So first step, the mortgagecalculator.com/join, sign up here. When you're ready to sign that initial compensation agreement, go ahead and do so, and that will kick off all of the next steps. So with that being said, let's go ahead and stop recording and we'll open it up to questions. I don't